Hi, welcome back to Rob's Feed Today. This is episode number 58, and I'm Rob Schendel, and I thank you for watching. This weekend was the anniversary of the Great Rebellion, the Great Stonewall Raid and Riot down in Manhattan's Greenwich Village back in 1969. And every year since then, that, by the way, is considered to be the beginning of the gay rights movement here in the United States. And ever since that, the last Sunday in June has typically been in many large cities across the country, the Gay Pride Day. That was the day of the great Pride parades. In a moment I'll be back and I'll talk about my thoughts on gay pride. Maybe you're a college student living in a dorm. Maybe you just live in a small studio apartment. What you need to do is get over to dormco.com/Rob. Once you're there, you'll find all kinds of items specifically designed for folks living in small spaces. That's dormco.com/Rob. As I'm talking to this camera and into this mic, it is the 28th day of June 2010. That's Monday. And yesterday, across the country, major cities celebrated Gay Pride. And it's pretty often, it's typically the last Sunday of the month. I think typically, yeah. Because it's closest to the date that big event happened back in Manhattan at Greenwich Village at a bar called Stonewall. And I believe it was the 28th of June back in 1969. That was when the people who typically would just resign themselves to the fact that, well, they're gay and they're in a bar, they got to get arrested for doing nothing but being gay and in a bar, fought back against the police department of New York City, said, enough is enough, we don't want any more of this bullshit, and threw bottles and rocks and I guess it was before my time, but I guess it was a few days of rioting, which is kind of cool. But typically that's generally regarded as the beginning of the gay rights movement. Now, yesterday here in Chicago, we had our great gay pride parade. Went through the streets of Boys Town, and I understand there were almost 500,000 people there. It's quite a crowd. And what's really neat is that this is the first time that a couple sports things were in the parade, showing that, you know, even jocks are accepting of us. The Chicago Blackhawks, they won the Stanley Cup this year, and they had it represented in the parade. Everyone got to see it and wave and cheer for our Chicago Blackhawks. And then our National League professional baseball team, the Chicago Cubs, although they had to apologize, they had a game scheduled at the same time, and otherwise they would have sent the whole team. But instead, they sent Hall of Famer, that legendary baseball player from the Chicago Cubs, Mr. Let's Play 2 himself, Ernie Banks. And he was a great crowd pleaser. He was that, Ernie. But at last, yours truly missed it all. And I missed it because of scheduling at work, and I had to attend bar where we were preparing for that 500,000 people to show up, which they didn't, of course, but after the parade, and serve them drinks and barbecue and cookout. So I missed it. Damn. It's probably a good thing that I didn't go, although it wasn't necessarily good for me to be on my feet all that time. I did some nasty stuff to my left knee. It's like the way I describe it is like if you twist your ankle. Well, I did that and kind of I stumbled, tried to keep from falling, which I did, but in the process of catching myself, I twisted my knee somehow, and it's been a lot of pain. And just being on it, just standing and walking and going up and down steps, it just hurts, man. So it might have been best for me to just stay home and stay in bed. By the way, as a matter of fact, since then, I have been in bed a great deal, and I do see improvement in that. But I've always had problems all through my life of gay pride. Well, being gay comes so naturally to me. It's like, well, can you see my eyes? They're blue. This is the way I feel now. I was born with that. I had nothing to do with my eyes being blue. I'm not proud of that. How can I be proud of that? I have to be proud of something that I've done, something that I've accomplished. And my sexual orientation is not something I did. It's not a choice I made. It just naturally occurred in me from the time I was very, very young. So how can I be proud of that? But yet, on the other hand, I do think it's great for 500,000 people to get together and celebrate our lifestyles. But I don't know if that's something to be proud of. But it's something great to celebrate. And yet, what else would I call it if I didn't call it gay pride? I don't know. There's no better thing to call it. So maybe I'm off base. Maybe I'm wrong. It's not just celebrating my homosexuality, your homosexuality, or others. It's maybe celebrating something that we can be proud of. That's those people who started that rebellion back at Stonewall back in 1969. What the gay rights movement began. Oh, yeah, I'm proud of them. I guess that's what gay pride means. So, well, thank you for watching. Now that I've said that, I guess that's all I'm going to say.